Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams. This morning, along with John Zumwalt. Good morning, John.
Good morning. I'm the lovable sidekick this morning. Glad to be here.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you from our website at talk973.com, talk1041.com, and at weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. Upper right-hand corner of any of our pages also has another link to our broadcast signal that you can hear 24/7, where it says, on the air, listen live. Click that once you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, what can I say? It's going to get a whole lot more muggy before things are all said and done. Starting, well, today. Mostly cloudy today, but that will keep the horrible feeling of oppression down. We'll see some showers and isolated thunderstorms afternoon today. Look for a high of 79. Tonight, more of the same. Showers, thunderstorms, 69 for a low. Saturday, the dew points head on up in the low 70s, so it'll be muggy again. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, high of 84. Then for Sunday, more of the same. Showers, thunderstorms, 85. And all next week, we'll at least be in the mid-80s for a high, but those humidity levels, the dew points will be up in the lower 70s. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm. Pressure is 30-39. Solar radiation up to 20 watts per square meter now. Dew points at 63, which we can take. Humidity 90%. It is partly cloudy and 66 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty. It is, what is it? It is 7:35, 35 past the hour on this Friday. Sometimes when I'm watching the news, John, I can get pretty depressed. Everybody, in the past months have been calling for the red wave that's coming, the red wave that's coming. Now, most people think for sure the Republicans will win the House, but not so much maybe the Senate. And it just behooves me, after all the crap that we've been going through for 2 years, that people still can't see the source of the problem. And that is the guy making the decisions, Joe Biden. And he won't let up. He's anti fossil fuels. He's anti everything except for AOL. What she wants, she gets. And why do the minorities of the people get their way all the time?
It's crazy.
Wait a minute. There you go.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I know in the early 70s, some folks may not realize this, but in those days, if a police officer did not, and I'm going to tie this in, if a police officer did not see a lady be hit, actually get hit by her, say her husband, the police officer couldn't do anything. She had to file charges. So as a Houston cop, we would go to a house, and a lady would be, beat, and I mean beaten relatively bad.
Where somebody beat her.
Someone had hit her, and it was heartbreaking that if you did it by the law, and of course I did, you couldn't do anything. And those ladies would stay with that man and stay with him for years. The taxpayers, the good people of this great nation, are being beaten by their people who are supposed to be taking care of them, and yet they're staying with them, and they don't have the excuse that these poor ladies had, that they don't have a way out, or they're afraid, or they've been psychologically. And Steve, you mentioned the minorities. The minorities are the ones who've been hurt the worst, and I got to say, I say this quite a bit on the air, but we've got to convince them that young boys and young girls of whatever minority, you are as good as anyone else, better in some cases. In other words, you are like anyone else. You have an opportunity to do anything you want, and you've got to quit letting these people tell you that you cannot learn, you cannot read, you cannot write, you do not have an opportunity. We are doing you such a disservice when we allow that to happen. And I keep saying it over and over, NAACP, shame on you. You should come together with us, and let's figure out with the school board, especially the 3 new members. They're trying desperately to get the minority students to understand that there's nothing different about you. You can learn and you can be successful and you can own businesses and you can do anything you want, but you've been taught that no, you're being kept down because of whatever they're teaching you. It's a shame, and I hate it, Steve. And you know what? It's the same thing that's happening that you're talking about, that we're just, you would think that we would overwhelmingly, as just like a tsunami, vote Republicans in, but it may not happen. We can't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that really chaps my rear, the immigration situation. We gotta shut that fence off. We gotta close that border. And everybody says it's secure. We're just letting them in. Well, pretty soon you're letting them in at a rate that our goods and services can't keep up with. And who's going to be pushed out to make room for them? Who's going to be pushed out to give them a hotel room or a weekly stipend or food and water and sewer? And who's going to be pushed out, especially, I've been harping on this a while, if you got to go to the hospital and then they'll reach up and say, I'm sorry, we don't have any room for you. It's taken up by all the migrants getting it for free.
Well, let me tell you who will not be pushed out. And first of all, none of us, not you, not myself, none of us hate someone because they are a migrant. But we're talking practicality here. Let me tell you who will not be pushed out. President Biden will not be pushed out. As a matter of fact, I just read not 10 minutes ago that Biden, who's totally, completely shut down the wall, has now at his beach house, is having constructed a wall, a fence, a wall that will cost $500,000 to taxpayers. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're listening to me, and I already know the answer, as you drive along and you're on your way to work or you're out working with a Bluetooth in your ear, have you ever in your life looked at a beach house and said, okay, that they don't have a house there yet, but the fence costs $500,000. I'm going to buy it. No, that just shows you how absurd this is. The man has a house on the beach, and we're going to build a fence. You are going to build a fence. You, right now, while you're working, part of the money that you're earning is going to pay for a fence that costs $500,000.
I bet it's not a chain link fence either.
Well, you can bet it's not. And you can also bet it'll be patrolled and guarded. Talking about immigration, in 1929, I don't really understand this story. I just read it. In 1929, on this day, 1,000 young men from America immigrated to Angola. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, but we were kind of going the other way then. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. It's just something to look at. But, yeah, a $500,000. Think about that, 500. It doesn't really hit us because we're like, okay, $500,000, the government, but it's our money. As Nick Pacerno points out all the time, they took that money from your bank account at the point of a gun, and now they're using that to build a $500,000 fence for President Biden at his private beach house so that he doesn't have to be bothered by the people who are coming across the border, and it'll be guarded with your tax money as well.
Seems like the end thing in the Washington swamp is to be, I say this very snootily, so important that you have to have security and be driven around.
Well, I'd like to have security. If I had security, Steve, I would treat you like dirt. Security it's a cool thing, I guess. And you know what?
Well, it's fine if you want to pay for it.
Look, if you want to pay for security, I am like when people talk about a sports star or a movie star making so many millions, my response is always the same. I'm fine with that. If they can do that, God bless them. But when I start having a problem is when they start spending my money. And if you want to pay for your own security, I'm okay with that. But if you want me to pay for it, no, I'm not okay with that at all. Unless we've got to provide security for some of our higher-ranking officials. We all know that.
I mean, we're talking about just regular House members getting security.
Yeah. It's kind
I guarantee you, everyone on that January 6th committee has security.
Yep. And you know what's funny is
24/7.
Absolutely. Well, yep, they do. And it's funny because I ran into one of our congressmen at the airport, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and I said, "Do you travel alone?" He's like, "Look, nobody recognizes me. Nobody comes after me at the airport or anywhere else. The only time they have to worry about security is if they are a Republican and they are out playing a ball game and then someone decides to shoot at them. You think that would ever happen?
Yeah, well, I do have that problem every time I go to the airport. People running after me and chase me into the lounges.
Yeah, they're going, why doesn't this sound work? Hey, you know what happened on this day in 1958?
I can look it up real quick.
Well, I'm going to save that problem. And a lot of people won't even know what this means. But the Packard ended production. The Packard. Do you remember Packards?
Yeah.
I can't, of course, I mean, I was like 9 then. That seemed like a long time ago to a lot of people, but.
There used to be a lot of car manufacturers before it got whittled down to 2 and 3 of them.
Was the Packard ever a real popular car? Did people?
I'm not that old.
Okay, so you didn't, if they ended production in 1958, you don't recall whether you had 2 or 3
It was in
of them.
58.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Is that when it quit?
That's when they ended production, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was 5.
So you may be the wrong guy to ask about the Packard. Well, there's someone out there who knows something about the Packard, but it just doesn't happen to be it. And one more thing. You ready? Today is also International Orangutan Day. Now, here's the thing that gets me about International Orangutan Day. There's an international someday or another for everything, and I want everyone's probably already done this, I imagine. I know that me telling them this is just a repeat of something they've already done, and everyone's going to be saying, why did you even bring this up? Because, of course, we've already done this. But you're supposed to, on this day, take some kind of action to support orangutans. So, like, for example, I got up this morning, I went outside and looked to see if there were any orangutans that needed help, and there weren't. So I'm okay today.
Well, I watched a movie, Any Which Way But Loose. It's got an orangutan in it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of missing. yeah, that was International Support Clint Eastwood Day, though. But, all right, I'm done with what day is this.
All right, well, let's check in with the Late Night Eunuch Boys and see if they can put a smile on your face with their expensive riders or not.
Well, get this. I heard that Pabst Blue Ribbon is partnering with a motel in Michigan to create PBR-themed rooms. That's right. A beer-themed motel room, or as it's also known, a motel room. Some big sports news. 37-year-old LeBron James just agreed to a 2-year, $97 million contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. Yep, $97 million for LeBron, which means the rest of the team gets paid in Panera coupons. Finally, I saw a story about a couple who picked a pretty unusual location to celebrate their engagement.
A Tennessee couple recently had an Italy-themed engagement photo shoot. Look at this. The catch, they were taken at this Olive Garden. They definitely managed to capture an Italian vineyard vibe at the popular chain restaurant.
That's right. Then they asked for an exotic seaside location. The photographer's like, there's a Red Lobster down the block.
You know what? The joke about the PBR-themed rooms, in other words, a motel room, it's such a elitist joke because all the people in the audience there who drove out there or flew out there on vacation to see this guy probably are staying in some motel that they can afford if it's not already overrun by the homeless getting free rooms there. And they're, that's so funny. But, the truth of the matter is that most of us don't stay at the very top-rated celebrity hotels in Los Angeles or anywhere else. So, yeah, that's, it's not that I'm offended. I don't care. I just don't really think it's all that amazingly hilarious, like you said, for the amount of money they're spending for those jokes.
Yeah. All righty, let me see if I can pull this one off. Don't do it too often anymore.
Are you not going to try and do another one of those backflips in the office?
No, better than that. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see how well this goes, because it's that time once again.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had...
All right, my friend, I hate it every time the stupid program launches, it changes the settings. That's why it kicked off the other one. When are IT people going to learn that it's our computer, and when we set it one way, we want to leave it that way?
I don't know what would leave me out of this.
God, it just gets you in an instant bad mood. All right, time to walk across the floor in the style of the dude John Wayne and open up our closet doors and look at all our Liberty safes there. And today we're going to wander over, pick a number between 1 and 30, John.
Well, can I just pick a Colt Python 357?
All right, we'll put that in the holster. And pin on our badge, and we're off to chase stupid criminal news. A woman in Oklahoma was detained by police after erratic behavior ended up slipping out of her handcuffs while in the police cruiser, grabbing the car's rifle and shooting out the back window. You had that happen often, didn't you?
My goodness. You talk about carelessness on the part of the police officer.
Bullet fragments hit the deputy and another man on the scene. Both officers and civilians sustained non-life-threatening injuries and have been released from the hospital. Here's the moment that Rachel Zion Clay opened fire on the police.
What was that? Yeah, right here too. What the heck? We need backup immediately. We got a civilian hit. What the heck? She get out of her cuffs?
You see, let me play part of that again.
Ow! What was that? Yeah, I'm hit right here too, Danny. Hit in the head. We need backup immediately. We got a civilian. Hit. What the
Man,
heck?
she loaded.
She get out of her cuffs?
She unloaded that shotgun, did she?
Well, you know, the difference between them and me, I would not have been yelling, "We need backup immediately." I would have been going, "Nothing happened." And it's like, no.
I just said, I need some more bullets,
Yeah,
please.
I didn't do anything this stupid.
Here's the Undersheriff Bogus of Grady County, Oklahoma, describing how the woman maneuvered out of her handcuffs and stole the squad's AR-15.
Oh, no.
And what charges she may now be associated with. They were going to let her go until she pulled this one.
When we detain somebody, they actually go in handcuffs. They place her in the backseat of the patrol car. While in the backseat of the patrol car, she was able to get her wrists free from the handcuffs, and the handcuffs were put on properly. She was able to reach up on our console where it actually said gun. There's several switches. One is a gun switch to unlock the gun lock, and she found it, unlocked the gun lock, and was able to retrieve a AR-15 rifle. And then she was able to figure out how to put a round in it, put it on fire, and she fired approximately 10 rounds at our deputies and a civilian. Where it actually said gun, that's going to be replaced. We're going to put a switch someplace else in the vehicle to lock our gun.
Might be a good idea.
Did he say that serious question, did he say the handcuffs were or were not put on her properly? You catch that?
I didn't hear that closely.
Well,
but some people just can get it over that little wrist bone, and then they contort their fingers right out of it.
Well, he said she was able to get out of her handcuffs, and then she was able to get in the front seat, and then she was able to locate the switch, and then she was able to get the AR-15, and then she was able to put a round in the chamber. And she was able to do a lot of stuff. What was she being arrested for? Being a genius?
Yeah. And that, my friends, is your Friday round of what it must be like to be a policeman.
All right, Steve, in the intro for that, the little fellow said, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Do you remember the movie that was from?
SWAT?
Huh?
That's the SWAT theme.
No, the
Oh, that's Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah. Well, look, folks, if you have not seen Cool Hand Luke, you know, a lot of these movies, when you go back and watch them over years and years and years, they're terrible. But look, Cool Hand Luke stands the test of time. It is forever. It will be one of the great movies with Paul Newman. It's so good. And by the way, someone just texted me and said that the cuffs were put on her properly. So it's a good thing they didn't put them on there improperly. I'd hate to imagine what would have happened. But no, they did everything. In other words, they did everything just right. It's a part of their procedure for somebody to grab an AR-15.
I think they need obviously they don't have a separation between the front and back seat.
Obviously, yeah.
And
unless she slipped through.
I think they need one of those.
Unless she was skinny enough to slip through one of those little squares or diamonds back there. But, yep, luckily they did everything just exactly right, so all went to plan.
Alrighty.
Anyway, Cool Hand Luke. Watch it if you look for it. It's great, great movie.
I was eating one time, I believe it was at a Red Lobster, and I had oysters. Fried oysters, and I bit down on one, and there set in there was a pearl. It was an odd-shaped looking pearl. Looked like it was kind of trying to divide itself in two at the time when it stopped. But every now and then you get a pearl at a restaurant, and a Delaware man found a rare purple pearl inside one of the clams he ordered from the Saltaire restaurant. Here's Scott Oberlin explaining what was going through his head when he found that pearl. I can tell you what it was. Cha-ching.
Bead, or maybe one of those, it looks like one of those dot candies on the paper. We thought the chef dropped something in there, and then as we were looking at the shell, we saw this sort of little indentation on the shell inside the clam where it was growing, and so we figured it was probably something from inside of the clam.
There's some genius thinking around here.
You know what? A few 2 or 3 months ago, I did a ZZ on a restaurant in this town, and it's extremely well known. I am not going to mention the name of it. I'm not, because I don't want to be the guy who had hurt anyone's business. And I know waiters and waitresses are trying to make a living, but it's the worst restaurant imaginable. And it's been in this town for 4 or 5 years, or however long it's been here. I was so glad when it came. I went there again last night. I'm the fool. I'm the idiot, not
I had the
them.
same wonderful experience, did
Same
you?
one. I mean, like 3 or 4 times. I keep thinking there's no way it could keep being this bad. Well, it was horrible. Last night, Maureen and I went there, and I watched my watch. It was 30 minutes before we got any kind of food at all. And she had ordered some steamed broccoli along with some other vegetables. Well, they bought the steamed broccoli out, and you know what she found in it? Frost. I mean, it was horrible. Okay, why am I telling you this? I guess kind of to vent, but also to tell you, don't go, look, if some of you, after the last time I talked about this, came up to me and said, I know exactly what you're talking about, and you were right. This place is terrible. And you know what? Our waitress was pleasant. I didn't say anything to her. We paid. We left her a nice tip. She was doing the best she could, but the manager should be put in whatever jail that they put bad managers in. It's not right. I told Maureen, I said, you know, some people are in here, and they don't get to go out to eat very often because they're on a budget, and so they've used their budgeted dollars to go eat at this place tonight. Look at them. They're sitting there. They're waiting. When they get their food, it's going to be terrible. I don't know how they stay in business. It's absolutely horrendous. And
it's all that enthusiasm the employees have.
What's that?
That comes from all the enthusiasm the employees have.
Well, the employees were not. I mean, I couldn't blame it on them. They were doing
They're
the best
not inspired.
they could. Well, they're not trained, Steve. They're not properly trained, and they can't help it if the food comes out. The item I got was it was terrible. And I'm going to make you a promise. I'm never going there again. I can't say never, because if someone has an event there, like a botulism event or something, I might go. But I'm never going there again. I don't think. I don't think you'll ever see.
Not willingly.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm ever going to fall for it. It's kind of like Charlie Brown in the football, or it's kind of like a lady having a baby, and she's like, "Oh, that hurt," and then a year later she's ready to have another one. Well,
what gets me when I go there, you look into the restaurant from the hostess stand, and you see the majority of the tables open, and they turn and look at you and say, it'll be a moment before we have a table ready.
Well,
what you talking about, girl?
They've got to really be bad for me not to. I don't ever say anything ill to the staff, ever. But I know what you mean, and I don't understand it. It's just a manager could fix that. The manager should have been out there working as well, and helping and training, and I know someone who used to be a trainer at this place, and I talked to her about it, and it used to be her favorite restaurant as well. Now it's just gotten bad.
Yeah. Well, are you aware of the new work trend? It's called quiet quitting. It's the work ethic of just working enough to maintain your job without getting above and beyond. There's a little montage to get you in the conversation mood.
This sucks. Being here sucks. This work sucks. Well, we don't want to work.
I don't like my job, and I'm just going to stop going.
I want to quit. I'll quit my job.
Do you want me to quit?
And she should quit.
My job sucked. I quit. I quit.
Take this job and shove. Take this job and shove it.
You can't fire me, I quit.
I don't need to work.
What about money?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is quitting time.
There you go.
What like the man said, what about money? I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they just don't work.
Well, it helps to like your job, too.
Yeah.
Partly cloudy, 67 degrees here in the Sand Hills. Coming up on 8 o'clock. Here's your latest sports and
For
news.
our Friday, we're tracking scattered showers and storms this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies and highs only making it into the low to mid-80s. We'll keep rain chances here into tonight with scattered showers by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with lows falling into the low 70s. We will still see, though, a fairly dry start to the weekend with just isolated showers and storms and highs in the upper 80s with a mix of sun and clouds by our Saturday afternoon and evening. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Justice Department has a deadline to meet. Federal judge giving the agency a week to submit to the court a redacted version of the affidavit that led to the raid on former President Trump's Florida estates.
Despite objections by the Justice Department, U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart said he believes there are portions of the affidavit that could be unsealed. That document lays out the evidence for why there was probable cause to search Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort last week. The judge ordered the Justice Department to file a redacted version of the affidavit under seal by noon next Thursday. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And a new Rasmussen report poll finds that the Mar-a-Lago raid has seriously damaged the FBI's credibility in the eyes of the American people. A majority of those surveyed said to view the FBI as President Biden's personal political hit squad. And 44% of voters say they trust the Bureau less in the aftermath of the raid. 20 convicted felons accused of voter fraud in Florida, allegedly casting ballots in 2020, even though under law they were not supposed to. Investigations getting underway into a deadly mid-air collision in Northern California. Cam Primavera says he couldn't believe his eyes when he saw two small planes collide yesterday afternoon near the Watsonville airport.
You almost think you didn't see it right, and it happened so quickly, and the debris went below the tree line so fast that I almost felt like, did I just see that?
He spoke with KSBW. Two of the three people on board the planes were killed. There were no injuries on the ground. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures deep in the red. The Dow futures are down 247 points. NASDAQ futures off 140 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
The sister of North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un says her country will never accept South Korea's president's foolish offer of economic benefits in exchange for denuclearization steps, accusing Seoul of recycling rejected proposals from the past. Kim Yo-jong said the president would have done better to, in her words, shut his mouth rather than talk nonsense. She also questioned the sincerity of South Korea's calls for improved bilateral ties, while Seoul holds military exercises with the United States and allows activists to fly propaganda leaflets over the border. Yoon has expressed hope for meaningful dialogue with the North over his aid for disarmament proposal. Gas prices continue to decline. This as Americans are driving less because of inflation. AAA's latest national average, regular, $3.92 a gallon. News and analysis, townhall.com. Changes at CNN. The cable network's media critic has been sent packing.
CNN has canceled its weekly program on the media Reliable Sources, and host Brian Stelter will be leaving the network. The show, which predated Stelter's arrival from the New York Times, will have its last telecast on Sunday. Under new President Chris Licht, CNN's been looking to cut costs, but also to put a less opinionated product on the air. Stelter has written a book on the Fox News channel and had been particularly critical of that network on the air. Keith Peters reporting.
Many Apple devices included in a newly released security advisory. Apple has revealed serious hacker vulnerabilities for iPhones, iPads, and Macs. It could potentially allow attackers to take complete control of those devices. Security experts urging users to update the affected devices and to do so as soon as possible. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
I'm Congressman Dan Bishop. Joe Biden's policies have caused inflation, driving up gas and food prices.
Drivers in North Carolina are feeling the pain at the pump. CNN's Vanessa Yurkevich live for us in Charlotte, North Carolina.
In North Carolina, prices have seen the biggest annual increase in 7 years.
Companies there fear that this could put them out of business.
And some still might say the president's policies aren't to blame and that there's nothing we can do.
We can't take immediate action that I'm aware of yet to figure out how we bring down the price of gasoline. We can't do that immediately with regard to food prices either.
Respectfully, President Biden, that's nonsense. America now produces less oil than under President Trump's administration. That's why I sponsored the Unleash American Drilling Act to produce more American oil and reduce prices at the pump. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Want to add a little luxury to your kitchen and feel more like a chef? Right now, Monogram Appliances has a one for you, one for free rebate offer where you can receive up to 3 free eligible Monogram appliances. There are lots of eligible models to choose from, so head on down to your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. Visit with any Keys sales associate for complete rebate details and a list of eligible models. Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street in downtown Aberdeen.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms of the Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
From start to finish, we get the job done right. Professional and caring, you're comfortable day or night. We're the local family, you can count on us. Right there, right on time, the ones you come to trust. 4 Seasons Heating and Air. Get comfortable with us.
4 Seasons in West End on Highway 211, 910-235-0606.
It's our 1-year anniversary of owning your local Sears hometown store in Aberdeen. Hi, this is Katherine Phelps. Joe and I want to thank all of our customers for their patronage and warm, heartfelt welcome to our new community. Remember, creating relationships and helping you make an informed buying decision is our business. And we'll price match any in-stock local competitor. So please shop your locally owned Sears hometown store, Aberdeen.
New York Deli is a slice of the Big Apple in Pinehurst. Located in Olmsted Village, New York Deli offers authentic New York bagels and a full breakfast menu until 11 a.m. Looking for lunch? There are 33 signature sandwiches to choose from. New York-style pizza on Wednesdays and Fridays, and now offering Meatball Mondays. New York Deli is open weekdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit Moore County Takeout and Delivery Options Facebook page for our menu updates. Call 295-2264 for takeout, or have your order delivered via DoorDash, Grubhub, or Easy Bites.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. One man who's charged with murder, and authorities say they expect more arrests linked to the shooting death last week of a Wake County deputy, Ned Bird. 29-year-old Arturo Sotelo is charged with Bird's murder. Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman told ABC 11 more arrests are coming.
We are currently working with federal officials to try and facilitate that service of that warrant and that first appearance as well.
The nation is one step closer to seeing parts of the affidavit that allowed FBI officials to search former President Donald Trump's Florida home. Former federal prosecutor Scott Frederickson says we will get a more detailed look, but we won't see that much.
For the most part, we're not going to see the core of what we're all very interested in, none of which will be good news for former President Trump.
North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein says he has helped reach a $450 million national settlement with opioid maker Endo. Stein told NCN News.
No one's heard of Endo, but people have heard of Percocet and Opana ER, and those were the drugs they manufactured. And this comes on the heels of 2 settlements in principle we announced last week or the week before with Teva and Allergen.
There is concern that the war in Ukraine could cause a disaster in Europe's largest nuclear plant. Both sides blame each other for shelling in the area. CBS's Charlie Donovan.
We are at the Hostomel airfield just north of Kyiv. This is the scene of one of the early victories for Ukrainian forces, but today another fight is underway where the battle over the nuclear power plant has been pushed to the brink.
No foul play is suspected with the death of a freshman basketball player at Wingate University who was struck by a freight train. Instagram and Facebook have suspended Children's Health Defense for repeated violations of policies for COVID-19 misinformation. You're listening to NCN News.
North Carolina, it's time to get out here.
Time to see some friends.
And see some familiar faces.
It's time to protect yourself and look out for one another.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. North Carolina, you have a spot to take your shot.
You have a spot to take your shot.
You have a spot, take your shot.
Everyone 6 months and older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov for more information.
Small business owners are a cornerstone of our state's economy and are essential to the fabric of our rural, urban, and suburban communities. At the NC Rural Center, we believe that our state's economic future depends on the vibrancy of the small businesses lining main streets from Murphy to Manteo and everywhere in between. That's why we've assembled hundreds of entrepreneurs, advocates, and community leaders from across the state to form the North Carolina Small Business Coalition. Learn more about the coalition and how to join at ncruralcenter.org.
3 men, including a mafia hitman, have been charged in the killing of notorious Boston crime boss James Whitey Bulger in West Virginia at a prison in 2018.
Freddie Gius was an old-school gangster, and he lived by the code that you don't, quote-unquote, rat on your friends.
Author Casey Sherman interviewed Gius for his book, Hunting Whitey. He says Bulger never should have been transferred to the prison where he was killed because Bulger was a known FBI informant.
Whitey Bulger was transferred to USP Hazelden, which is a place that they call Misery Mountain. It's the most violent prison in the federal prison system.
States like Nevada and Arizona are seeing drastic impacts from a mega drought. North Carolina impacts from droughts are quite different. Corey Davis is a state climatologist.
Every year or every couple. The corpses of children in his basement, I would not have cared, right? It's like there's nothing. First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden. But even if whatever scope of Joe Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right? Or China. It is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in. It's like a firefly to the sun, right? I mean, like there's just it doesn't even stack up against Trump University, right? Trump University as a story is worse than anything that could be in Hunter Biden's laptop, in my
for NASA's Artemis program to send humans back to the moon. NASA will start testing its launch system for that mission later this month. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. We are tracking scattered showers and storms here as we head throughout our day, mainly as we head into this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. Highs will only make it into the low to mid-80s here to wrap up the week. And into tonight, we'll see continued scattered shower and storm chances with mostly cloudy skies and lows falling into the low 70s. Good news is, though, most of the start to our weekend is dry with just isolated showers and storms by Saturday afternoon and highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area is partly cloudy, 67 degrees, humidity 89%, dew point 64, winds are calm, pressure 30-40, and solar radiation up to 56 watts per square meter. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. In 2021, Moore County witnessed an unprecedented $673 million in economic impact from visitor spending, a 70% increase from the previous year. That increase ranks as the fourth highest rate of increase statewide, up from $396 million in visitor spending in 2020, which was deeply impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. With the substantial increase in visitor spending last year, Moore County now claims the 10th highest tourism economy in the state, the highest ranking in history. According to Phil Wirtz, President and CEO of Pinehurst Southern Pines Aberdeen Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, he said, we knew a rebound in visitor spending numbers would happen given the impacts of the pandemic in 2020, but to see a massive increase and to crack it the top 10 in the state as a tourism economy for the first time is a great accomplishment. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:16, time for sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Jeff Hamlin. Kurt Busch will miss the final 2 races of NASCAR's Cup regular season. The driver of the number 45 Toyota for 23XI Racing made the announcement on Thursday. The former Cup champion was injured in a crash during the final round of qualifying at Pocono late last month and has missed 4 consecutive races, suffering from concussion-like symptoms. Ty Gibbs will continue to fill in for Busch at Watkins Glen on Sunday and in the regular season finale at Daytona the following week. Moving on to golf, and former East Carolina star Harold Varner III is in contention after the first round of the BMW Championship, the second event on the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup playoffs. Varner shot a 5-under 66. On Thursday, he is in a 3-way tie for third place. The leader is Keegan Bradley, who is at 7 under after shooting a 64. Adam Scott 1 stroke back at 6 under. Former Wake Forest star Cameron Young is among a group tied for 6th place at 4 under. On the Korn Ferry Tour, Raleigh native Doc Redman is tied for 3rd at the end of the first round of the Boise Open in Idaho. Redman shot a 7 under yesterday. He is 3 strokes back of the leader, Philip Knowles, who is at 10 under. In tennis, Greensboro native John Isner has advanced to the quarterfinals of the Western and Southern Open in Mason, Ohio. On Thursday, Isner defeated Sebastian Korda 7-6, 1-6, 7-6. Isner will face the 3rd seed, Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas, in the quarterfinals this afternoon. Minor League Baseball, the Durham Bulls now have won 6 straight. Their lead in the International League's East Division. The Bulls defeated the Norfolk Tides on Thursday 10-4. You're listening to Sports from NCN.
If you or a loved one have been a victim of crime, NC Savin provides a free confidential service to stay informed about your offender's movements within the North Carolina Adult Correction System. Find peace of mind by downloading the app today to receive status notifications throughout an offender's sentence, probation, post-release supervision, and parole. To learn more about NC Savin or the other programs provided by the Office of Victim Services, visit ncsavin.org. That's ncsavin.org. This message is from the North Carolina Department of Public Safety.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public-powered community. When storms or other disasters damage your community's electric system, public power line workers respond first so they can make the scene safe for other first responders. It's difficult work, often in grueling and dangerous conditions. So be sure to give those folks in utility trucks room to work safely and keep your community powered. Learn more about public power at electricities.com.
Major League Baseball from yesterday, Alex Bregman hit 2 homers, drove in 2 doubles, and had 6 RBIs, a career high. Houston puts up 21 runs and clobbers the Chicago White Sox 21-5. George Springer went 5 for 5. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 3-run homer. Toronto defeats the slumping New York Yankees 9-2. In the NFL, Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson will serve an 11-game unpaid suspension, pay a $5 million fine, and undergo required professional evaluation and counseling following accusations of sexual misconduct by 24 women. And the Big Ten has announced its new 7-year media rights deal with Fox, NBC, and CBS, believed to be the richest ever struck by a college sports conference. That's sports. I'm Jeff Hamlin on NCN.
Well, the morning sports report continues now with the high school football report brought to you by Chick-fil-A on 15501 in Southern Pines.
The cows are calling. The cows are trying to call you on the phone to tell you to eat more chicken. Unfortunately, cows have hooves, so not only is the receiver hard to pick up, but the little numbers are nearly impossible to dial. The cows want you to eat at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. They didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
On 15501 in Southern Pines.
Well, the Pinecrest Patriots begin this fall season of football under new head coach Nick Edens. Edens is the 3rd head coach the Patriots have had in as many years. The Patriots will start off the season hosting Roseville High School. Kickoff will be at 7:30. These teams played each other twice during the last season. The Patriots won the first meeting last season, but Roseville defeated the Patriots in the first round of the state playoffs by a score of 52-36. The Rams' four-star wide receiver, Noah Rogers, remember him, who was the majority of the Rams' offense last season. Well, he has since graduated, leaving in doubt how effective their offense will be. Meanwhile, the Patriots are returning the bulk of their offensive side of the ball, and with a strong linebacking group, too. This should be a close game, but if the Patriots get behind early, it could be a long night. The LeaderMan is predicting a 43-27 Rams victory. The Northmore Mustangs of Robbins, well, they're going to load up the line of scrimmage and backfield to run the ball down the opponent's throats like it did in its surprising season last fall. The Mustangs head to Winston-Salem tonight to take on Carver High School, who knocked the Mustangs out of the third round of the state playoffs last season. The LeaderMan predicts a Carver win, 42-13 over the Mustangs. And after a very weak showing last season, the Vikings of Union Pines have a lot to prove. Union Pines heads to Central Montgomery County to play against Pinecrest's former head coach, Chris Metzger, and his team. The LeaderMan predicts the Vikings come out a winner, 36-18. That's your morning sports report, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
It's been a long, expensive summer in North Carolina, and this fall won't be much better. Everything costs more. Gas, food, even school supplies. Families are hurting. I'm your Congressman, Richard Hudson, and I'm fighting to end inflation and help your family.
Richard Hudson knows we can't spend our way out of a recession. That's why Congressman Hudson is working to restore our economy, end wasteful spending, and unleash American energy.
The policies coming out of Washington have left you behind, but I never will. Call my office in Fayetteville at 910-997-2070 or visit hudson.house.gov if I can help you. I'm Richard Hudson, Fort Bragg's Congressman. I'll never forget that I work for you and your family. It's an honor to stand up for you in Washington.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Ember's Smokehouse is now open in downtown Southern Pines. Looking to satisfy your barbecue craving? Well, step up to the counter and order classic barbecue like pulled pork, ribs, briskets, or chicken. Ordered by the platter with classic sides or by the pound. Your barbecue craving will be satisfied. Check out their menu and other delicious items. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sunday, 10 to 3. That's Ember's Smokehouse, 130 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines.
Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning customers include the military, federal, state, and local governments, hospitals, and school systems, as well as many independent businesses. We stand by our services and products, and as a result, we are proud that our business comes from repeat business and customer referrals. Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning also serves many residents in Moore and surrounding counties, and we have been in business for 70 years. Call 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
Cooper Ford has done it again. For the second year in a row, Cooper Ford has earned the prestigious Ford President's Award from the Ford Motor Company, given only to dealers who exemplify exceptional customer service. It's no surprise that Cooper Ford is the dealer of choice in the Sandhills. No games, no gimmicks, no market adjustment addendums or outrageous markups. The price you see is the price you pay at the locally owned Cooper Ford.
I'm Aaron Cooper. Please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. And as always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer.
Serving Moore County since 1960 and continuously owned since then by the Barker family, Aberdeen Exterminating's goal has not changed since that first day nearly 60 years ago: to provide prompt, courteous, dependable services at a fair price. Services include termite inspections and treatments, household pest control, flea and tick control, yard treatments, mosquito control, crawl space protection, new home pre-treats, real estate inspections, installing moisture barriers, bed bug treatments, and more. Pests are a part of life in the South, especially termites. That's something you can depend on, so choose a service company you can depend on. Call Aberdeen Exterminating for a free inspection. 944-2474. That's 944-2474.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Bureaucrats, even the ones who have no idea they're even bureaucrats, make everything worse, don't they? One thing about them, they love rules. They love making up rules. Let's talk about the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. President Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act into law in 1990. The ADA's goal is to guarantee people with disabilities receive the same opportunities as other people to participate in everyday life in the U.S. One of the requirements is Braille. Braille, in case you're not aware, is writing that a person who is blind and has been specially trained can read by touch. It's an amazing skill. Every public building has to have Braille to identify restrooms. That's good. That's real good. And I know their hearts are probably pure, but let's talk about the practical side of this. I was in Walmart in Bisco yesterday. Their restrooms kind of tucked away behind the vegetable section. You'd be hard-pressed to find it on your own, but it has Braille on the door. So after a blind guy stumbles around the entire store filling every wall, he manages to find the restroom. By the time he finds it, he won't need it. If you see a blind guy filling all the walls, don't be a jerk. Don't say, "There is Braille, sir. Keep feeling." Ask him if you can help. You'll feel good. He will too. And he'll know you're not a bureaucrat. And no, I'm not being rude to blind people. I just don't care for bureaucrats any more than a blind person does. Never have. In the Zumwalt Zone.
For our Friday, we're tracking scattered showers and storms this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies and highs only making it into the low to mid 80s. We'll keep rain chances here into tonight with scattered showers by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with lows falling into the low 70s. We will still see, though, a fairly dry start to the weekend with just isolated showers and storms and highs in the upper 80s with a mix of sun and clouds by our Saturday afternoon and evening. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
What day is it?
It's Friday.
Today is National Kool-Aid Day.
I got it.
You got any Kool-Aid? I'm getting Kool-Aid.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. You're better than that. Kool-Aid? What's wrong with Kool-Aid?
It's National Kool-Aid Day.
Mostly Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Thanks, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. What, Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid. Yeah, Kool-Aid.
It's called Kool-Aid, not Warm-Aid.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh, yeah!
It's showtime. She's solo maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment. Take her to Wendy's, can't keep her off me. She wanna dip me like them fries in her frosty. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Get some whipped cream on the top two. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jam and she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams. And don't forget, of course, we're being heard. You want to say something, John, along with John Zumwalt. Good morning, John.
That's a little bit hurtful. I'm kind of an afterthought here, but no, I'm the lovable sidekick this morning, so I just stand by and try to respond to you, Steve.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on the live video stream. That's happening on our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the video link's located. Upper right-hand corner of every page has a different link that says on the air, listen live. Click that once you're listening that quick to our broadcast signal anytime, anywhere in the world. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Look for mostly cloudy with showers, isolated thunderstorms. High of 79. Then tonight, mostly cloudy, more showers and thunderstorms. High low of 69. Saturday, our humidity levels start creeping up, and they'll be up for the next week or so. But the saving grace, I guess, is that our high temperatures will be in the mid-80s and not the 90s. So Saturday, partly cloudy, isolated showers, 84. Same for Sunday, maybe a thunderstorm mixed in there, high of 85. Then for Monday, look for mostly cloudy showers, chance of thunderstorms, 79 for your high. And Tuesday through Friday, look for temperatures in the mid-80s. Right now around the Sand Hills, solar radiation 105 watts per square meter. Pressure 39, winds calm, dew point 65, humidity 88%. It is mostly cloudy now and 69 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:33, 33 past the hour. Did you have something, or you want me to start off on this?
I got a couple of things. One of them is that a good friend of ours, Steve, has become a new granddad. His wife is a new grandma, and don't try to figure out who it is by looking at her, because I don't know what happened to grandmas. They used to look like grandmas in the old days. This lady does not. You'll never guess. But congratulations to her, and congratulations to their daughter and son-in-law. They've got a brand new, beautiful baby. I'm not going to give their names out just in case they'd rather me not. And also, don't forget, we've got a great event coming up. So Steve's running some spots on this, but September the 10th at 9:30 to noon. It's free, and it's going to be a wonderful time. It's called the Muster in Aberdeen. It's inside of an air-conditioned gym that's been refurbished. It's going to be cool, plenty of air conditioning. You're going to get to hear some great candidates. There'll be a lot of things to do there. But you know what? The main thing to do that you'll enjoy doing, the thing I like the best, is just coming out and talking to the candidates and talking to the people who are there and meeting them and saying hello and just understanding that there are people who think like we think and who love this country. So it's called Muster in Aberdeen. Ken Benway, who is a candidate for school board, and I really hope you'll vote for him. Ken Benway has started this thing and gotten some help over the years, but it's going to be great. It's free. Saturday, September 10th, 9:30 to noon, air-conditioned, great place to come out. So I really hope you'll. Oh, there's going to be a gun giveaway. I don't have it written down, but there's going to be a gun giveaway. It doesn't cost you a dime to enter to win it.
All right. Well, the Twitter has been alive pretty much this week, all leaning toward primarily this stupid search that they had on the Trump Palace. Lauren Boebert, who's a representative in the U.S. House, wait, where'd the comment go? I lost it. Anyway, all right, we'll go with Senator Marsha Blackburn. Why did Merrick Garland and the FBI wait 92 days before the midterm elections to nearly 2 years since Trump left office to suddenly conduct a search on his property? And if you listen to Mark Levin, either his radio show or TV program, man, does he tell you what the Constitution says. Basically, the president, according to the Constitution, is the executive branch. which means he can take any damn piece of paper he wants and keep it if he wants for his library, or he can return it to the archives. It's up to him. And all this stuff that they're trying right now, if they succeed in serving a warrant on him or whatever, it'll be tossed in the upper courts.
Well, you know what? I love Mark Levin, and folks can listen to him on this radio station. But you know what, Steve? I can't help it. I got to remind folks that I'm small potatoes, and most of us are around here. But you know what? The SBI, not the FBI, the State Bureau of Investigation, sent 2 investigators to my door 3 Fridays ago. Met me in the parking lot.
About what?
About this. Well, I've got a lot of stuff coming out on this, so I'm going to be kind of quiet about it for now. But our district attorney here, as you know, I've been reporting on this farce of a thing he's had going on for 17 years about a man in custody with no trial, 17 years. And he's trying to, it's my opinion, he's trying to shut me up. Now, he launched a thing. I'm not going to talk more than another 40 seconds about it, but he launched a thing, in a little investigation, and he foolishly sent the SBI to my doorstep. And I love the SBI and all the other cops, but I told him I would not speak to them. They're pawns in this. They don't know they're being used. This man, our district attorney, is someone that I don't think that we should reelect, and he's just got too many things that are saying no, screaming. They sent the FBI after Trump and the SBI after me. It's a shame that they will use law enforcement, weaponize it.
Well, you should be honored that you're considered a threat.
Well, I am honored. You know, in all seriousness, I think that was the biggest mistake this guy could have made. And that's talking about a man who makes one mistake after another. He's just not. It's my opinion that he's just not all that bright. Not for a guy who's been to law school and passed the bar exam somehow. And so yeah. I just don't. I promise you, there'll be in the next 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks. There'll be a lot to be said about all this. So, stick with me, and I'm not going to rush into it, because when you're dealing with someone like him, he's listening right now. He's watching every word I say.
What did the SBI say when you said, "I'm not talking to you"?
Well, you know,
let me give you one word: lawyer.
They're professionals, and they are professionals, and they didn't. I don't really think they even truly understood why they were there. I told them, look, you guys, I have respect for you. I like you, but I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say one word to you, and I'd like you to leave my property right now, respectfully. And I meant it respectfully. But no, and luckily for me, they did follow the law. These 2 guys did, because they are law enforcement officers. I'm sure that when they got back and reported to Hardin that he probably wasn't too happy, but he's never, if you talk to him, he would say, I had nothing to do with that. But that wouldn't be true. And we'll be coming out with a lot more. Hardin, you just have to wait for it like everybody else.
When is this going to happen?
I'm going to say no later than 30 days.
Okay. All righty. Jim Jordan, Representative Jim Jordan, he'd make a good running mate. If DeSantis doesn't want to do it. He says if there was a government, quote, informant at Mar-a-Lago, then we know they spied on the president before he was in office, while he was in office, and after he was in office. Chris Plant, whose show comes up after this one at the top of the hour, said, oh no, Uncle Fester, Brian Seltzer, has been fired from CNN.
Yep.
Brian, of course, what is this? What was the name of his program?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, he was up against Howard Kurtz's show on Fox. Why I draw the blanks? It's hard in the morning.
You got me. I have no idea what it's.
Media Matters.
Okay.
Which is a good show. I actually taped that one. And Brian is up against him, and Media Matters had like 1.4 million viewers. Brian had less than 600,000. He almost has, he's close to what we have in listeners online. Anyway, Ronna McDaniel, who is the GOP chairwoman, wants to remind that Republicans introduced an amendment to keep Joe Biden's new IRS enforcers from targeting the middle class. Democrats opposed it.
Well, if anyone believes for a second that the, whatever it is, 87,000 new IRS employees are going to knock on the door of folks like Bill Gates and say, Mr. Gates, your time is up. We've come to finally do a thorough investigation. We're sick of, look, Gates, like all people that of means, have attorneys, a team of attorneys who do their taxes. And they're going to continue to have them. Every single break that a corporation takes is legal. They get it, and it's legal. And
you can't blame them for it.
No, I don't blame them.
This is why they pay all this campaign contribution. I kid you not, to get these lines of law into bills.
Well, that's exactly. You know what, Steve? That's what they do. And as long as it's legal, we can work to change the law. But if it's legal, we don't. But they're going to come after people like us. They're going to try and get every nickel they can from us. But I don't know. I just it's very, 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 very concerning that they're going to hire 87,000. I don't know how you hire that many people. Some of these restaurants can't even hire 3 people to become waiters. And
well, these are all going to be lawyers.
All of them?
That's my understanding. Well, that's the main thing that they need are lawyers to do tax audits.
I don't think, it's my opinion, they're going to be...
CPA lawyers are even better.
I bet they're going to be just gunslingers, so to speak, wannabe gunslingers, people that are able to enforce the law. I cannot imagine, how are they going to find 87,000 attorneys? I tell you, it's 87,000. But I tell you one thing, if you call the IRS with a tax question about what would be like the base value of a house you have, based on you did additions onto it and so forth, so on. Changes the base price of the house. If you call the IRS with that problem 3 times, you'll get 3 different answers. Mm-hmm. Well, that's true, but you know what? No one, including you, believes that there is an IRS employee standing by the phone right now, nervous, with a big book, thinking, oh my goodness, I hope no one calls me today with an answer that I don't know. I really want to help these people, because after all, they're the ones who keep us in a job. No one, I've never heard a single person ever say, you know what, I just had the best thing. I called the IRS, and I didn't even know it had rung. And they picked it up and said, well, hello, Mr. Zumwalt, how can we help you today? Hope the phone didn't ring too many times. It's just, they are not the good guys in this thing. They're just not. And most people pay taxes. They pay them fairly. They try to do what's right. Occasionally they might get in a little trouble or make a mistake. But, and one more thing. I don't know are there people in this great nation who still believe that if you raise the taxes, let's just say on Coca-Cola, that you raise the taxes on Coca-Cola, the corporation, that they are not going to pass that to us? Do you think they're going to go to their shareholders and say, sorry, boys, we made 10 cents a can less money this year because the government raised taxes on us? No, they're going to do what you or I or anyone else would do. They're going to raise the price of a Coke and pass that directly on to us. It's just ridiculous, Steve.
You know, one of the things that really ticked me off when these Democrats keep saying, oh, we want is for them to pay their fair share.
Yeah.
How much is that? Is that 50%, 60%, 90%? Tell us how much that is. But they can't do it. Well, it's if they have any floating money around, they want it. But here's the other thing is, like John was saying, that gets passed on to the customer. It does not go down as absorbed costs. They're not going to do that. They might not be able to do that. But I'm telling you who's going to get the biggest hit on all this is going to be the middle-sized corporations, the small businessmen. When you get an auditor come in and says, oh, no, you can't deduct that car. You drove it once for personal use. And they take it away. Now, trying to argue with And once they go back and put it in their computer, trying to argue with them about it is just a foolish waste of time.
Yep.
You can't get past talking to a computer.
Yep.
Because like when the Department of Commerce wrote me wanting me to fill out, you are required to fill out forms, how much you brought in last year and how much you put out last year. And I wrote them a real nice letter. I said, all this is on my tax returns. And for this purposes, I release my tax returns so you can go to the IRS and get them. You know what? I got back another computer letter. You have not responded yet. You have 30 days, blah, 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 blah. So I took a magic marker out on their form. This is before they computerized it online, and you had to go online. I just took a big 0 and wrote it on each page and put MYOB in the middle and sent it back. That's my way of saying I told them, I said, I'm not going to spend more money on accountants or anything else for your sorry commerce division. Take it and shove it.
Well, I'd be afraid to do that, honestly. That's just me. I'd be afraid to send them a letter. You know what? I tell you about the most foolish thing a person could ever do. I don't know even really who different people use for their internet carrier, but let's just say Embark. Just pick them at random. Just a name I can use. And if your internet service goes out every 15, 20 minutes, then comes back on for 2 minutes, like mine does, because I'm kind of out in the country, and you decide, I've had enough of this. I'm going to call these people up, and I'm going to let them know. Good luck getting a hold of anybody. Good luck. First of all, you've got all these things. Please choose from one of the following problems. A, I'm not as happy as I should be with my whatever. And by the time you pick one, and you're back to talking to somebody. And we all know, and I'm sure the people in Pakistan are wonderful people as a whole, but I don't care to talk to them about my computer problems. And hello, my name is Bill. How can I help you?
No, it's worse than that. It's, hello, I'm over here in the Philippines. I will help you.
But you know
why does everybody farm it out to the Philippines?
Well, here's the thing. We sound like two bigots. People who hate the people in the Philippines.
One thing they always say is, yes, yes.
But you know, it has nothing to do. As far as I'm concerned, they could say they are in Colorado, and I would be just as upset. But the point about the being in the Philippines is that they're just going out of a book, and if they say yes, then you turn over to here. They're never going to be able to help you. It's always like, have you tried rebooting? Back in 1986, I tried rebooting, and it didn't help then. It's not helping now. We've already done all that. But I guess I kind of got sidetracked. My real point is not to be a bigot, not to talk ill of people in other countries, not to be mean to people who just need a job.
You just need people that can speak American kind of English.
I just want
with
someone,
all the slang tied to it.
Yeah, and someone who can help me. Because I am always kind. I'm always kind. I never am ever mean to these people. But I just wish these corporations would just show enough care, enough interest in us to just give us someone who can help us. Or not. Just tell us, look, when you call that number, say, hey, hello, this is Embark. I'm sorry, we've got nobody here to help you, and so what we've decided to do is just tell you that up front, and we have just saved you an hour and a half, 2 hours. I hope you appreciate it, and we'll keep using Embark. And I'd hang up and say, well, boy, that was not very frustrating. Same exact outcome, but it sure wasn't nearly as frustrating, so I'm sure glad they decided to do that.
Well, you ought to try Spectrum sometime. I paid business class, and there's a reason I pay the $350 a month for business class internet is so that when I have a problem, it gets resolved and it goes to the top of the pile. And nothing pisses me off more, man, when you call them up and you say you got a problem and say, oh, we can send a technician out next Wednesday. I go, no. My contract says if I call you before 7 p.m., you send the tech out today. Go read it and get them out here. Oh, we don't have anybody. Oh, I said, well, wake somebody up. But we're going to get somebody out here. And you yell enough at them and get into it. Finally, New York will call you. I said, well, drive the van from New York. I don't care. Get somebody in here.
Well, I've got no one to yell at. I mean, what am I going to do, type all in capital letters to another computer? And then they'll say to me, if I can't get on the internet, they'll say, please go to our website. Well, I can't get on the website. That's why I'm calling you in the first place. So, yeah, we all have these problems. All of us do. And I know as a business, you need for sure, in this radio station, you've got to have your internet or you've got all kind of problems.
Well, I will say Spectrum finally got it through the thick head that the business class people pay a lot of money, and they are due the service they're paying for. And so when you call them now, they'll answer the phone, good afternoon, Mr. Adams. I see you're with our business class. How can I help you? And you start off on a whole lot better footing.
Well, if they want to make me happy, here's what they could do. They could answer the phone and say, "Good afternoon, Mr. Zumwalt. Take your time. We've got Mr. Adams on hold. So there's no hurry here."
He's listening to the long edition of Beethoven.
Yeah, exactly. I was at Pete's one afternoon or morning, and I went in, and there were two, some company repairmen out, and they were eating in Pete's. And I went over to them and jokingly and left there as friends with them. But I said, "Look, oh my God, everybody, can I have look at this. No one believes these men exist in real life. Look at them. Here they are. Next thing you know, Bigfoot's going to come in here or Elvis." And they were laughing because they know it's hard to get a hold of these guys. If you have a friend who's a repairman for one of these companies, you need to be kind to him, take him something for his birthday or her. Just be good to them because they are the only ones. They can come over. They can fix your problem. But it's hard to get done.
All right. Let's see here. How much time we got left? Okay. Here's a pastor of a church he's at the Church of the Wells in Kansas City. And he caught heat for scolding his congregation because they didn't donate enough money for him to get a luxury watch. Here's just a part of the service with Pastor Carlton Funderburk and his flock. It's short.
McDonald's money? I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Movado, you can buy a Movado watch in Sam's.
Yes, you can.
And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters. I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted because of how you've been honoring me.
Okay. Well, that went over like a lead balloon, needless to say, and he posted an apology and forgiveness video for scolding his church members. Here we go.
I apologize to every preacher and pastor. I have also privately apologized to our church, who has extended their love and support to me. I deeply regret this moment, and I solicit your prayers and your forgiveness. Thank you. God bless you. Go with God, and he'll go with you.
And thanks to the person who finally got me my watch.
Yeah, and and every church I've ever been to as a Baptist, especially back in the 50s and 60s when I was a little boy. That you can apologize all you wanted. Unless you're walking on water, you better just keep walking. No one's going to put up with that.
I'd say to him, Jesus didn't wear a watch or fancy shoes or anything else.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. In Japan, the younger generation is drinking less than their parents, and it's hitting their economy hard. So the National Tax Agency has stepped in with a competition to come up with ideas to make drinking more attractive and to boost the industry. Here is a little inspirational song for them. All right, we got enough of that.
Well, that might work a lot better if they would do that in Japanese. But, I heard it in English, Scots. I guess that's what they were saying. It didn't make me want to run out and get a drink.
Yeah. Well, strippers in L.A., they're looking to join a union. Dancers at the Star Garden Topless Drive Bar submitted a petition beginning a process that could see them represented by Performers Union Actors Equity. Here is Reagan, one of the strippers. They never give their last name, do you? Here comes Reagan. Anyway, one of the strippers at the Star Garden talking about one of the dangerous problems they were having that ultimately led them to attempt to unionize.
All that we were asking for is an intervention by the security to just keep people in line. And that is not asking too much, instead of having things escalate to situations like a customer is getting a lap dance from a dancer and he's so drunk that he feels that he can pick up a dancer, but then he's so drunk that he falls, drops her on the floor, and falls on top of her. And so now there's like people falling on the floor, and the security is not doing anything.
All right, Steve, there's no way I can be silent on this. Oh my goodness. First of all, I have respect for every human being, and that includes strippers, and it includes everyone. But did you hear what you just said, lady? You just said that you're in there with no clothes on, or very few, and you're giving a lap dance to some guy who's so drunk that he believes he can pick you up, and then he falls on the floor with you, and so you believe that you need to unionize because of that. I have another idea. Just don't go in that room with him. If you know what? I don't know. Look, if that's the way you want to make your living,
which is more important, dancing, lap dancing for the drunk, or your safety?
Yes. I mean, look, soldiers, police officers, we all of those good, wonderful people have jobs that are kind of dangerous. I'm not sure I'm going to give you a lot of sympathy because you feel like it might be dangerous to lap dance for a drunk. You're just not going to get my sympathy for that one. I'm sorry. Go unionize if you want to. But I got to tell you something.
Throw your money away.
If you go on strike, there are going to be 50 million girls lined up around the block and willing to take your place. You know what? You don't have to be gorgeous to be a stripper. That's the way it is.
Unfortunately. All right. Thanks, John, for coming in this morning. And for the rest of you, so it goes. Don't forget, you can always hear John on Sunday mornings. I'm sorry, Sunday afternoons at 1 o'clock at Marine. And don't forget also that millions, let's see. We want you to have a great, safe weekend and be good to our local merchants because they're the core of our economy. We can be our own economic success every day by shopping local. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the LeaderMan, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.
was walking by the potato aisle, potato section, as it is, because there's so many different potatoes. It's not like celery, where there's one. Then, bloop, celery. No. Like, what happened? Well, how come he's so popular? What happened to the potato? How come like, he's got his own toy? Come on. That's kind of cocky for a vegetable right there. He's in every aspect of our eating, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hash browns, tater tots, french fries, potato chips. You know what I feel bad for? Sweet potato. Oh, yeah, he's got the potato name. Never caught on and became famous. It's like he moved out east, started drinking. Changed his name to Yam, just...
Caitlyn Jenner. The only part of that I thought was a little interesting was the name Caitlyn, because that's reserved for 30-year-old girls. That's like a psychological trick to sound younger. I mean, listen, my name's David. It's like Marlon Blando. Like, who cares about David? It's so dumb and forgettable. If I wanted to sound 27, I changed my name to Connor. You know what I mean? And then I'm 27 overnight. They're like, Connor Spade, what's up? I'm like, just vaping. And Caitlyn, she was like 71. You don't get to be Caitlyn. You know what your name should be? Barb. Barb Jenner, hi. Or Dottie, or Ruthie, anything. You're not Dakota, you're Dolores. I mean, make it make sense. But honestly, even my friends old me up. I hate getting olded up by my friends. I have girls, I go, oh, you want to meet my friends? I see you coming, I go, you know Rick, Pete, and Roger? They're like, what the? No thanks, sounds old over there. I don't even need to see him. It's tragic, I have to lie. Oh, you know Aiden, Caden, and Jaden? They're like, oh, yeah, let's get a bottle.
So what do you say? Let's go inside and make us a deal.
Well, can I take on a test drive first?
All right, I'll go get the keys. I don't want to spend all day doing this, you know. I got a lot of cars to sell. Let's go back and do a deal.
Well, can I take it on the highway first?
Hey, if this is going to be a joyride, I got paying customers back there on the lot.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Hey, buddy, how about us making us a deal?
Yeah, I like her a lot. How much wiggle room we got on the price?
Wiggle room? I'll show you wiggle room. Wiggle, wiggle, whoa. Wiggle, wiggle, whoa. Wiggle, wiggle, ooh, wah, ooh. Wiggle, wiggle, wah. Wiggle, wiggle, woo. How's that? Huh? We got us a deal going. Wiggle, wiggle, whoa. Wiggle, wiggle, whoa. Wiggle, wiggle.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Yep, you're gonna look good in that car. So we ready to sign this deal?
Well, we really love the car.
Yeah, we love it. It's just $340 is as high as we can go a month.
You're kidding me, right? All the paperwork I had to do, I looked at your credit report. You got a lot of money, so then let's do the deal.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Excuse me.
Don't talk to me, I'm on my popcorn break.
Do you know what time my car's gonna be ready?
Do you see this suit I'm wearing? I don't fix cars. I sell cars.
Well, they've been here over 3 hours and
Do I look like I care? I don't.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm interested in this SUV.
As soon as your husband gets here, I'll be more than happy to show you all the features.
Actually, it's for me.
Well, then no need looking under the hood. Here's where the cup holders are, and there's you can put on your makeup. And this is the steering wheel here. It's what you use to drive with. Hey, honey, come on back here.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
So we ready to make a deal?
When we like it. We just like to take some time to think about it. Get back to you tomorrow.
Now, suit yourself. Probably won't be here tomorrow. I got another couple interested in it.
We'll take our chances.
They won't be here.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Well, it'll be gone.
We're just gonna wait, okay?
Better buy it tonight before I sell it right from under you.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Well, selling the car is just like fishing, Wilbur. You bait the hook, you throw it out, and then you reel them in real slow. You ask them questions about their family, what they do. You act like you're interested. And once you get their trust, kabowie! You just sold a car!
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Kia of Durham. Great deals, great service, no badger.
So we arrived. Be careful now. It's a real powerful engine now we got here. 240, I don't know what they call it, but it's good. It's powerful. Hey, you know what? This is a real chick magnet. We can pick us up some chicks in this car. You like chicks?
Actually, I've been happily married for 42 years.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Durham. Great deals, great service, no badger.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, this is Grady over here at Ranklin Safe.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, you bought a car from us last week. We just want to know how your experience was.
Well, it was terrible. Your people were rude. When I came to pick up the car, I had to wait for hours, and I stood there in the rain, and then the car finally came. Well, it was dirty, and it smelled like a sock.
We aim to
then when I
please.
got in the car...
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Hyundai of Cary. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
I really like the car. I was just wondering if it's available in any other colors.
Oh, yeah, we got a wide range of colors.
Great, great. How about this white opal?
Not available.
Okay, the platinum metallic?
Out of stock.
Gold mist metallic?
Not available.
How about the Ming blue?
The mini blue?
Ming blue.
Min blue?
Ming.
Mind blue.
Ming blue.
Ming blue?
Yes.
Nope.
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Hyundai of Cary. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Hey, buddy, how about us making us a deal?
I like her a lot. How much wiggle room we got on the price?
No, you're one of those.
One of what? No.
You think I just give cars away for free?
No.
Help! Help! This guy's trying to rob me. He wants to take my cars. Call the cops.
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Kia of Durham. Great deals, great service.
Oh, I'm gonna get me one today. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get me one today. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Come to daddy. Come to daddy. Gotcha. Another fish on the hook.
Tired of being badgered? Then come to Johnson Hyundai of Cary. Great deals, great service, no badgers.
Better Days Auto Sales, where our vehicles have seen better days, and we want you to see better days too. Hello everyone, I'm Larry Love, owner here at Better Days Auto Sale, and boy do we have a deal for you. Some cars you might have to push off the lot, some cars you can drive off the lot, but hey, I'm Larry Love and I love you. So come on down now at Larry Love, 855-5560. Larry, let's go. Larry, let's go. if you're thinking safety, I got this Chevy Blazer just right for you. All right, I have to admit, it's not the flyest ride on the lot, but guaranteed you here, it's the safest car on the lot. I had a crash. There we go. Had me safe. Thank you, Larry Parker. Here we go.
So what do you say? Let's go inside and make us a deal.
Well, can I take on a test drive?
About a century ago, we needed a way to get from point A to point B. So Daimler and Benz, Maybach and Peugeot, Ford, Olds, and a bunch of engineers and dreamers and ironworkers came up with cars. And the universe said, oh shit, these machines aren't easy to understand for ordinary folks and they cost a lot of money. We'd better get some salespeople quick. And so the universe gave us car salesmen. The universe said I need someone willing to work bell to bell 6 days a week, make 100 phone calls a day, handle floor traffic, close 4 deals on the last day of the month, stay out till last call celebrating, and still make it into the 8:30 a.m. sales meeting the next day, wide awake and ready to kick ass and take names. So the universe gave us car salesmen. The universe said I need someone who can charm the pants off a nun, talk business with executives, football with steel workers, and knows just enough about just about everything to have an intelligent conversation with anyone, no matter their hobbies or line of business. I need a fellow with brass balls the size of grapefruits, the confidence of a trapeze artist, the bravado of a pool hustler, the memory of an elephant, the skin...
Okay, now remember, honey, we don't have to buy anything, so don't, cave into the salesman's pressure.
Got it.
Okay.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Kurt Jones Autoplex. I am Kurt Jones. I reckon you're interested in a vehicle. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for bringing these customers to Kurt Jones Buick, where the Lord lifts you up and Kurt lowers the prices. Allow them to haggle and negotiate, make sure they get a fair price, but also see that the dealership makes a healthy profit. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
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 Yeah.
Hi. I'm Jeff. This is my wife, Abby. We're looking for a 4-door, like a sedan, maybe. We don't really know, but we know we're not ready to buy yet.
Okay. Dear Jesus.
Again?
Please help Jeffrey and Abigail find a 4-door sedan with power windows.
We just looking.
Sunroof.
We don't need that.
And a 6-disc CD changer that comes standard in the Buick LaMonte. Limited edition.
Whoa. Limited edition?
Yep. Jesus wants you to get in that car. Sit in that car. Follow me to the promised land. Woo! Reminds me of the book of Psalms. How many are your works, O Lord? In wisdom you made the Buick LaMonte.
I'm sorry, it says Buick in the Bible?
Let me tell you something. God made the Buick, and the devil made the import.
Interior.
Oh, yes. Feel the leather. Do you feel it?
Well,
Can you feel the lumbar support lifting up your spirits? Do you feel it?
Well,
Can you feel the seat warmers warming your soul? Can you feel it? Do you feel it?
Yes! I feel it!
Now raise your hands through the optional sunroof and give it up to the Lord!
Oh, praise Jesus!
Hey, we're Jewish!
I remember I was tempted once in the back seat of a LaMonte.
Testify, sister!
Oh. The radio was playing Belle Biv DeVoe. The temptation was all around me.
The devil and poison was all around her.
But Jesus gave me the will to not fornicate with Chris Reese.
Hallelujah!
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 Yes, Abigail, you have given so much to the Lord, and now you shall receive. You shall receive His mercy. You shall receive His glory. You shall receive a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty.
Mr. Jones, we're just looking.
We'll take
Whoa, no, honey. We don't even know what the price is.
Let me talk to my financing manager.
Okay.
Dear Jesus, are there any financing options that will allow Jeffrey and Abigail to purchase this vehicle? Oh, I'm getting a message. I am getting a message from the Lord. I am getting a message from the Lord. I am getting a message from the Lord. Oh, I hear you, Lord. I hear you, Lord, and clear, yes. He is telling me we have 1.9% financing for 24 months. Yes, praise Jesus.
What is this?
She's speaking in tongues, praise Jesus. Saved. Your money has been saved.
Oh, come on.
Yes, saved. Yes, indeed. Yes, saved. Your money has been saved. Jesus loves of you. Yes, indeed. Jesus loves of you. Jesus loves of you. Yes, indeed. Yes, we sold another Lamonte.
No, we didn't.
Well, I shall throw in free floor mats.
No.
GPS navigation system.
No.
Free tank of gas and spinning rims.
Praise Jesus.
Yeah!
Well, underneath this cloth is something really special. And we're going to get back to it in a bit. Now, because I'm a magician, my children have grown up watching magic almost every single day of their lives. About a year ago, my little boy Dylan told me that he wants to become a magician too. And when I told him I was auditioning for Britain's Got Talent, he came up with an amazing idea. And I'd like to share that with you today. Dylan has given me a list of different things that he would like for his birthday. It contains 56 different items. Simon, would you call out the number from 1 to 56?
25.
25. Where are my notes? Right there. You can see that I have one list. It's Dylan's birthday list.
Yep.
And it contains 56 different items.
Yep.
Would you please remember what's at number 25? Don't say what it is.
I've got it.
And we'll get back to it in a bit.
Yeah.
Now, most children get bedtime stories before they go to sleep. I used to show mine card tricks. And you can see that all of these cards are different. Would you please touch the back of anyone? This one?
Yeah.
Now, it's okay if we all see what it is. It is the 5 of hearts. Simon, would you please think of someone who's really special in your life? And would you print their name in big letters? It's okay if I see. Eric, this is your little boy, right?
Yeah.
Cool, okay. Would you please hold your hand out for me? And would you please put your other hand on top? Now I want you all to watch this really closely because something extraordinary is about to happen. It's gone. Take a look. Simon's card has completely disappeared.
Wow.
It's in here.
No.
My name's Dylan Piper, and that's my dad. Before we came here tonight, he gave me his wallet. And inside this wallet is something impossible.
Simon, this wallet was inside Dylan's pocket before you picked your card. And that's what makes this so impossible. Because inside this wallet, there is another wallet. And inside this wallet, there is a zip. Now, the only way in is if I undo this zip.
Yep.
And inside is a folded up playing card. Take a look and show everyone.
No way.
Oh my God.
The relationship between a father and a son is a truly magical one.
Simon, you know this, being a father yourself. Your little boy is called Eric.
Simon and Eric.
beginning, you chose a random item from my birthday list.
Yes, I did.
Would you please tell everyone what it is?
It was number 25 and it was a jet ski.
A jet ski?
Simon and Eric riding a jet ski.
Amazing! What a finish!
Now, before the show, we met some of you, and we asked some of you to stare into a drinking glass and then to visualize an object inside of it. And once you've done that, we asked you to write it down on a single piece of confetti. I can see all sorts of things in here. Someone's written a glass of water, 50-pound notes, that sort of thing. One of these objects will select itself.
I love stuff like this.
Simon, would you read out what's written on that piece of confetti? What object is that?
It's something I don't like.
Okay.
An egg.
An egg? An egg, it is a reminder that everything in our life starts as something smaller. It is fragile, it's perfect. And so all I have to do is visualize that piece of confetti getting heavier. And if you listen, you may be able to hear it. And I have to visualize it changing form. Growing.
What? That's mental.
That's so cool.
That was amazing.
Thank you all so much. Now for this next piece, I will need somebody from the audience. I will take this paper aeroplane, I will throw it out into the audience, one of you will catch it. Coming out over there. See, it's yours gracefully. I'm going to get you to unfold that piece of paper for me, where you'll find it's not any old piece of paper. What it is it's a seating plan of this very theatre. Take that piece of paper for me, hold it behind your back. Then I'm going to give you this pen. I'm going to make you take this pen and make a dot or a mark somewhere on the page behind your back so that you don't know where you're going. Do that for me now, just a little dot. Have you done that? Okay, great. Will you have a look? Where did you put your little mark on the paper?
The seat number is L34.
Okay, L34. L34. Is this 34? Hello. What's your name?
My name's Annika.
Annika. Annika, I think you'll be absolutely perfect with this. Are you okay to help me? Okay. Would everybody here give Annika a huge round of applause as she comes on stage? Quick as you can, Annika, follow me, watch your step on the way up. These are two auto-conductive cages. You can see underneath them, you can see through them, you can see above them. This is one's exactly the same, and they're connected in circuit to this Tesla coil. I need you to step up into this cage. Nicely done. Now, Annika, I need you to keep your hands behind your back. Are you ready? Don't worry. And so, all I have to do is to complete the circuit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for helping me.
wouldn't get up and do that, would you, if he's walked you with a samurai sword? Yeah, I'll do it.
You're not going to turn him down either, are you?
Yeah, good point.
What's he doing?
Whew. Really? Me? Not the other one?
He's put a pineapple on his head. I was saying, Aaron is a professional. You can't try this at home. Do not try this at home. I think I'm getting the idea about what's going to happen here. Oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not out right now. Oh my.
Thanks. Yeah, brilliant. Cheers.
So, from watching this show, as I love America's Got Talent, I realised that you, Simon, and Howie are BFFs.
We love each other.
We do.
I know, from watching the show,
No,
right?
we actually do.
But they say a friendship will only last if they have a subconscious connection. So I want to test out your subconscious connection up on stage right now, Simon and Howie, in front of America. So come on, come up.
You up for it?
Lovely to meet you, Simon.
Welcome.
Lovely to meet you. You good?
We've never done this before.
No.
Never.
It's like being
Amazing.
on a date.
It is. I'm really nervous.
Scream if you guys need help. We'll run and get you.
Thank you.
You ready? Interesting. Howie, when you feel this pressure come back down, place your hand back down to the table.
Okay.
Amazing. But wait, that was me controlling your mind. We're going to see whether you're in sync. Simon, it's in your hands. Point like this. Simon, whenever you want, you're going to control Howie's hand. Just raise your hand slowly in your own time.
So I'm controlling
Whenever
Howie.
you want. This is incredible, perfect. Thank you so much, Howie, you're doing great. Now I've got you two in sync, I want to try the last experiment to see whether you are actually subconsciously connected. Simon, as you can see, I have loads of things here, right?
Yeah.
Now I want you to choose one of them. Any one you want. Just choose one. Perfect. We're going to get rid of that now.
Yeah.
Hold it in your right hand like this for me. Now, Howie, turn your right hand palm towards the sky for me. Now, just in your imagination, you imagine holding something inside your hand. You focus on the texture, the color, the shape of this thing. Do you imagine something inside your hand now?
Yes.
What do you imagine holding?
Cookie.
A cookie. Take off your blindfold and have a look what I've just handed Simon. A cookie. There we go. You guys have a subconscious connection. Look at...
The one and only Paul Lynn.
The one and only. Mr. Only. True or false? Some airlines now give you a thorough frisking before permitting you to board the plane.
Well, that's the only reason I fly.
Gene Kelly said recently, "I'll be pleased if it comes back. It's really a form of courtship." What was he referring to?
Oh, his hair.
According to Reverend Billy Graham, there is a price to be paid for every miracle and blessing we receive. And the minimum requirement is what?
$10.
True or false? They use cow's horns to make ice cream.
You mean those weren't chocolate chips?
True or false? Every day, about 10 million American women take the pill.
And I can name them all.
True or false? Research indicates that Christopher Columbus liked to wear bloomers and long stockings.
Well, it's not easy to sign a crew up for 6 months.
Dear Abby says you should never do in bed.
Point and laugh.
Say, Paul, what would you normally find a camper mounted on?
I can't press.
A woman is at a singles bar talking to a man, and he begins tugging at his sock. What does that mean?
He wants to have socks with her.
Is there a way to make an elephant jump?
Yes, you'll need earplugs and a pair of bricks.
Can the puppies in a litter come from different daddies?
Why, that bitch.
According to the food editor of the Dallas Morning News, what's the best reason for pounding meat?
Oh, loneliness.
I'll try that again. The Pope's car ever needed to be recalled for mechanical defects?
Oh, yes. And while it was there, he asked him to put on a sunroof for his hat.
But a few days after birth, your baby becomes quite yellow. According to the book 9 Months Reading, should you be concerned if your baby becomes quite yellow?
No, just change his diaper.
How did little Amy take it when she learned she wasn't going to live in the White House anymore? Little Amy, how did she take it?
The screaming and crying went on for hours.
Really?
Until Amy said, "Knock it off, Daddy."
According to studies, Paul, will being breastfed make you smarter?
Well, I missed 3 questions last week, so I'm willing to try anything.
What's the famous Spanish word, Paul? It means silly, foolish, stupid, dumb, and fool.
Senor.
According to research, who are the loneliest people around?
Chrysler dealers.
Yeah. True or false, Paul? Our sun is losing weight at the rate of about 4 million tons a second.
I've told you 100 times. Not to mention our sun in public.
All right. Is there any bird that can mate in flight?
Oh, after the stewardess serves my dinner, I don't care what she does.
They like that.
According to UPI, America's young couples are moving toward the decision to quit after 2. 2 what?
2 times. Yeah, if there's any movement that I would be for, which I think is causing all our miseries today, is over too many people. And 2 children is...
I agree.
More and more young couples are restricting the size of their family. Tarzan was one of our earliest swingers. Did he ever actually marry Jane?
Well, if he didn't, you know what that makes boy.
A free soul, Paul.
Yes, that's right, free soul.
A nationwide survey of personnel directors was recently taken. And they were asked if they would hire a girl who showed up for an interview in a see-through blouse. What did most of them say?
Bring her in.
True or false, many of our highways and railroads were built directly on the trails left by the bison.
So that's why the roads are so bumpy.
Has a court ever awarded a woman $500,000 because her husband was no longer able to keep her romantically satisfied?
All the jury had to see was Exhibit A.
True or false, there are no cemeteries in Miami Beach.
Now they just seal up the door of your condominium. And if you're rich, they'll leave a maid in there with you.
Paul, at what famous place in America will you find couples strolling arm in arm along Flirtation Walk and smooching at a place called Kissing Rock?
Oh, Leavenworth.
On television, what does the bionic woman do for a living?
She keeps Lee Majors from getting rusty.
At a horse race, can you tell one jockey from another just by looking at his pants?
Only if he's carrying extra weight.
Was Snow White a blonde or a brunette? Snow White, was she a blonde or a brunette?
Only Walt Disney knew for sure. I remember a very, very
Brunette.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely. Pope Paul VI recently stated that if women take it too far, It can pose a threat to their spiritual and moral integrity. Take what too far?
A bus with reclining seats.
Bing Crosby, the old bingo, recently found himself stranded in the basement of an old hotel in La Paz, Mexico. He was trying to avoid something. What, Bing Crosby?
Paying duty on his hair.
In giving advice to an aspiring female newscaster, Barbara Walters recently said, "Work as hard as you can. Do what they tell you and don't get
in my way."
The very first of the 10 Commandments says that you should not have what?
The hops.
According to New Dawn magazine, is it uncommon for women to talk to themselves while romancing?
I don't even have a bluff.
Paul, do we know of anyone who ate over 1,200 baked beans in a half hour?
That may explain what happened to Amelia Earhart.
In the Bible, King David asked beautiful and wise Abigail to do something after her first husband died. What?
Get him out of the room.
There will be a film out in the future, Paul, called The Greatest. The Greatest. Who is it about?
Merle Oberon or King Kong. I'll sit.
When asked to explain something, Albert Einstein said, "Be with a nice girl for 2 hours and it seems like a minute. Sit on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like 2 hours." What was he trying to explain?
Why he bought a tube of Ungantine for his secretary.
According to the book, What Every Patient Wants to Know, are there exercises you can do to prevent your bosoms from sagging? Exercises.
Yes, but it requires pierced ears and some kite string.
Paul, originally Mac. Mac, before your name, meant son of. Son of. What did O before your name mean?
Is that O or O?
Paul, true or false? It only takes a good chicken plucking machine 14 seconds to strip a chicken bare.
I used to do that. Yes. Yeah, you can. I agree.
That is true. Yep, you got an X there. Your date has had a great shock and then fainted. According to experts, you should loosen her clothing and then do one other thing. What?
Send a postcard requesting an ambulance.
Who determines the sex of a child, the father or the mother?
I say let the child make up its own mind.
I do too.
According to the classic old song, it was there I knew that you loved me true. Where?
Is it okay to point?
Did any Shakespearean character use the expression, "ride on"?
I'd say it was near the love scene. Near the end of the love scene. Of Romeo and Juliet.
So you say yes.
I think she said right on, Rome.
Reportedly, the marriage contract between Aristotle Onassis and Jackie Kennedy stated that if Jackie did something within 5 years after they were married, Ari would give her $18 million. If Jackie did what?
If she made All-Pro with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's hear what you would say.
Can a rock, an ordinary rock, can a rock be female?
Can after 30 years of marriage.
What well-known space-age word comes from the Latin for little chest?
Joni.
According to the author of Aesop's Fables, what is a greater blessing in life than having many children?
I'll say having many sports shirts.
Nancy Sinatra says that her year-and-a-half-old daughter, Angela, is already doing something that Grandpa Frank Sinatra is famous for. What?
Oh, yeah, she threw a diaper at a reporter.
True or false? During the recent holidays, Rosemarie, our own Rosemarie, entertained on a cruise ship.
Not according to the reviews. Anyway, she thought it was a troop ship. Or I should have said tramp steamer.
In the original classic movie Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein was supposed to do something very important the day the monster killed him. What was he supposed to do?
I think a tonsillectomy.
Vertical lift, suspension, and truss are all kinds. Kinds of what?
Shorts.
According to Dear Abby, how does a respectable man keep from falling in love with his neighbor's wife?
By looking at his neighbor's gun collection.
That's one way, yeah. According to experts, something strange happens when a person who stutters starts to whisper. What?
He's twice as hard to understand.
Your rooster has been fixed so that he no longer has romantic interest in hens. What is the proper word for him now?
Suicidal.
Paul, you're going around with a girl who wants to know all about your past romantic experiences. According to Playboy, should you tell her about them?
I don't think I'll tell her about the Indian guide. Or the Thousand Island dressing.
True or false, Paul? There is a company that will rent you a nude bartender for your party.
Shut him up, Joe.
True or false? Zsa Zsa Gabor is a deputy sheriff in Chicago.
What a pity she couldn't make it in show business.
Liberace. He has a new book out, Liberace has, called The class in boxing?
Caucasian.
No, weight class. Wait, Paul.
You know, I think I've had this question before, and I'm going to goof again. Let's see. It's either featherweight or flyweight. I'll say
Flyweight.
Flyweight.
I agree.
That's right! Yeah, you didn't goof again. True or false, in China, a goose is symbolic of faithfulness.
At least that's what Chairman Mao told Susan Ford.
The man who wrote the book, The Joy of Sex, is now writing a book on the joy of old age.
Yep, he burned himself out at 42.
The LA Times said that the U.S. may soon share a secret with Japan. What's the secret about?
Location of the Pacific Fleet.
Is Billy Graham considered to be a good dresser?
No, but he's a terrific end table.
Twiggy reportedly added an inch to her bust line while making The Boyfriend. Now, incidentally, that is a motion picture friend. What does that make her bust measurement now?
1.
And according to Zsa Zsa Gabor, she is waiting for a real man and meanwhile loves something fake. What?
Careful.
Yeah, I know it. I was all ready with my answer till I realized you were here.
This is Zsa Zsa, not Ava.
I know. I know that she's gotten rid of all of her furs because of her new love for animals. Not new love, but her love for animals. I'll say fake furs.
Furs.
I'll disagree.
It's jewels. She wears only fake jewelry. There's a famous old saying around which says that a good one is worth more than money. A good what?
Then how come they charge you for it?
True or false? According to the Bible, you Paul Lynde, you are a sinner.
As long as they spelled my name right.
History tells us that Paul Revere only had 35 cents in his pocket when he made the famous ride. What was he planning to use it for?
Well, in those days, a Milky Way and a woman.
According to experts at the Indianapolis Star, is it a good idea, rather a good idea for mailmen who are often bothered by dogs, is to keep something with them while they do their job? Keep what with them?
Cocker Spaniel and heat.
Myron's looking for, let's see if we get a little milk from Patty here then.
I beg your pardon.
Clean it up, Richard. I'd like 2 quarts in the morning. Arthur blank. You got Arthur Miller, Arthur Murray, and Arthur Godfrey. Do you want one of those, or you want to choose one of your own? What came to your mind?
I don't have any.
You don't have any?
No.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Cuckoo blank.
Cuckoo, Friend, and Ollie.
The answer that matches Susan, you get $20,000. Blank, Tennessee.
Mississippi.
I could safely say in advance you're not going to get the $20,000. Dumb Dora is so dumb. I tell you how dumb she is. She sent her cultured pearls to blank. School.
Cleveland State University College.
State University. What have you got, Beverly?
Finishing school.
Finishing school is another math. That's 4 for him.
School finishing.
School of finishing.
What?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
School. Now wait just a second. Will everybody just shut up for a second?
I mean, the word college is better than
College?
school?
School?
Hold everything
Oh,
now.
no, wait.
No, I'm sorry. We
No,
will
I'm
not
sorry.
continue. School. I can't believe it. Patty, when you show us your answer. Quiet. Would you show us your answer, my dear?
Afraid.
Got you, sir.
Show the answer, hon. Night school.
Night school. Hello there. Oh, all right. Time is up, ladies. I mean, Yes. Morris said to Evelyn, why do you spend so much time in the blank?
The bed.
I beg your pardon? Would you repeat that for...
B-E-D.
Oh, B-E-D. That's what I thought she said. The bed is what she said. Joanne Flug, we're looking for a bed. I beg your pardon. At Sir Irving's knighting, the queen slipped with her sword, so instead of being knighted, Sir Irving was blanked. Bar mitzvah.
But I have a beautiful 6-year-old son, and I want to do something to you, Miss Mel. B. Oh, wow. That my little boy likes. Can I see your hand? The other side. Thank you. Oh, perfect. I'm going to take this ball, put it right about here. I want you to hold that ball real tight for me. Thank you. With that ball there and that ball there, we're going to go abracadabra. Open up your hand.
Shut up! Shut up!
Let me mentally assault you two on the other hands. Because I am ghetto. Whoa.
Wow.
He's good. Oh, he's good.
That's good.
Whoa! Pretty cool. Thank you. Not my name, though. That is the name. Whoa!
Wowza.
Thank you.
How's he doing this?
Good evening. Tonight I have a gift once again, which I'm going to leave in front of you. It would look something like this. This isn't just a matching page, but this is in fact the exact page. Now, Alicia, you also chose a word.
Yes.
For the first time, please tell us, which word did you choose?
One of my favourites, bottom.
Bottom. Great choice, great choice. Ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure and a real dream come true to perform live in front of the nation tonight. Just to finish, burnt into the page, the chosen word, bottom. Thank you.
Magicians have the ability to keep innovating with their amazing. A girl comes out of the cage, thus ending this famous illusion. So, how did he do all these tricks at once? Well, let's figure out the secret. To start off, he shows a small feather before lighting it off. Now this feather is made out of a special type of paper known as flash paper. Flash paper is very commonly used by magicians in their magic tricks to create quick, large flashes of fire, to hide out the quick moments that create illusion to keep the audience guessing. So, what did Darcy Oak use the flash paper for? Using the chance of a quick flash of fire, Darcy gets a hold of an invisible thread connected to the dove and pulls out the dove from his left hand's secret sleeve pocket, all in a fraction of a second. Now to transform that bird into two, you must have guessed it by now. Yes, he has another bird hidden inside his right side pocket, which is evident if we see this frame where he seems to get a hold of another invisible thread which is connected to the bird in that pocket. He then pulls it out and keeps one dove behind the other and creates the illusion of transforming it into two. Moving on, where did that egg in that small bird come from? Well, if you look closely, he already has an egg in his hand, which he must have got from one of his jacket pockets before it gets dropped in his other hand. Also, there's no bird coming out of the egg, it's all coming straight from Darcy's pockets. If we take a close look, we can see that Darcy turned towards the left, and during this moment, he hides the position of his left hand and gets a small bird in that hand. Then he covers his left hand with the other hand, which has an empty eggshell. Here you can clearly see the tail end of the bird. And to get that bird, he simply cracks open the eggshell and drops it on the floor, which can be clearly seen in slow motion, thus making the illusion of getting a small bird from an egg. Now, to bring that small cage, if you look closely, you'll see that Darcy positions his right hand at his back for a moment. And it's during this moment that he hides the folding cage somewhere inside his right hand sleeve. Now, using the momentum of the quick flash fire discussed before, he brings out that folding cage and instantaneously transforms it into a full-sized cage. The bird then moves inside that cage, and Darcy then brings out an exact replica of that cage with a bird inside. Even for this part of the trick, he brings out a folding cage from his back and using a quick flash fire, transforms it into a bigger one and creates an illusion that shocks everyone. Now, you must be thinking, how come another bird appears inside the cage? For this, he uses a folding cage with a bird already fitted inside it, as you can see here. And that bird you see is a fake one and not real, which you can make out by observing carefully that it never moves. Finally, to end the trick, he gets a girl out of the cage placed on the table. Well, even this one's very simple to figure out. First, he covers the cage with a piece of black cloth, and as you can see here, the size of the cage seems to be much longer than it actually is, when seen by the audience from the front side. Yes, the cage is a gimmick. And the gimmick's that the cage placed on the table actually has two compartments. The front one, which has the cage that's clearly visible, and the back compartment was the space where the girl was hiding throughout the magic since the start of the show. And only came out at the end to surprise us all. The second trick, Stevie Star, the Regurgitator. If you know anything about the art of regurgitation, then Stevie Star is the name that first pops up in mind. Well, that's because he can swallow anything, be it coins, light bulbs, balloons, nails, billiard balls, and even goldfish, and then regurgitates them. Now, that's a Fear Factor act in which people put all sorts of insects, spiders, and even frogs inside their mouth. But this trick